ano po ako, nagpapa-free Mac boards po ako. So, uh, well, 2 weeks to go, no? But if you still want to join yung mga Mac boards natin, you message me on the Blue app. Okay, and then ipapasok ko kayo sa group chat, okay? Yan, meron din tayong mga flashcards na ang ginawan ko lang ng flashcards muna is yung mga lumabas nung 2025. Okay, so it's 199 na kung sa bundle siya na Prof Ed at saka Gen Ed. Okay, sumasagot sa Macboard mo, ma'am, while watching. Good evening po. Grabe naman 'yan. Okay, so sabi ko nga, hindi ko na i-unpublish yung mga Macboards. Yan, kasi ang daming naghahabol. So sabi ko, sige na, wag nang ipagkait. Okay, alright, are you ready now? Okay, so start tayo. So, yung iba mga binalance ko naman to, okay? So may mga easy siya para parang review lang tapos meron mga unique naman, okay? So balance naman siya. All right, so general education tayo. Okay? So ilagay niyo po yung number how when you answer. Okay? Ay, okay. So which of the following is heterogeneous? Okay? So rainwater ba yan? Clean air? C, seawater, or D, kerosene? Okay, so which of the following is heterogeneous? A, rainwater, B, clean air, C, seawater, and D, kerosene. Okay, so mabilisang ano lang tayo, okay? Yan. So lagyan nyo pa yung number. Yan. So 50 points po tayo. 50 points po tayo ngayon. Kaya medyo mabilisan tayo, hindi na tayo maraming mockboards, ay mga bonus question, hindi na rin madaming explanation. Okay, simple lang. Okay, so lagyan niyo po yung number, guys. Please put the number. Ano na? Ayun yung sumagot. Ba't ganun? Pag first question, walang gustong maunang sumagot. Okay lang naman. Mali or tama, wala namang problema. Okay. Ilagay nyo pa yung number. Ayun, si Nope. Ayan, good job. May sumagot. Ilagay nyo pa yung number, guys, kasi pag wala number, ma-restrict na naman po tayo. Uy, andyan si Allen Walker, kapatid ni Linda Walker. Okay. Number, please. Ilagay nyo yung number. At talagang nung sinabi kong ilagay yung number, talagang number lang talaga yung linagay. Ano? Okay. Alright. Okay, so dahil first number, sige, mabilisan lang. Okay, so the answer there is sea water, guys. Sea water. Kasi yung heterogeneous, di ba yun yung, yung may nakikita ka pa. Di ba? Ganyan. Like mga suspended materials, yung mga ganon. So rainwater, talagang water na lang din yung nakikita mo, di ba? Yan, clean air. Hindi mo nga makita yung clean air. Kerosene lang talaga yung makikita mo. But compared to seawater, pwede siyang may seawall, may silt, may mga baso-basura yan, may mga pebbles, 'di ba? And that is why it's called heterogeneous, okay? Kasi nakikita mo pa with your naked eye, most especially, okay? Yan. Number 2, what was the conciliatory pact made in 1565 between Spanish conquistador Miguel Lopez de Legazpi and native chieftain Datu Sicatuna in Bohol that initiated Spanish colonization in the Philippines by establishing a blood alliance and friendship between the two parties? Ang haba-haba ng tanong. Tinatanong lang naman, ano yung conciliatory pact? A, the Peace Treaty of Cebu. B, Pacto de Sangre. C, the Dinuguan. And D, the Treaty of Friendship. Guys, ilagay nyo naman yung number. Please put the number. Kasi kung hindi po nakalagay yung number, parang spam siya. Yan, lalabas na spam siya. Tapos, iluluto na natin yung spam. Joke. Mare-restrict na naman yung ating. Okay, yan. Yan. So, tingnan nyo, ang daming nakalagay dun sa question. So, ang lagi kong sinasabi, namnamin nyo yung question. Tingnan nyo, may nakalagay na Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, tapos si Catuna, tapos Bohol. 'Di ba? Yan. Kasi minsan babalik ta rin yung tanong na yun, hahanapin kanino yung pact na yon, ganyan. Or saan nangyari yung pact na yon. Hala, totoo ba? Walang nag okay, alright. So walang tama ngayon ah. Okay, ayun, meron isa. All right, good job. Okay, so the answer there is pacto de sangre. Yes, pacto de sangre, blood compact. Okay, yan. It's blood compact. Yun, ano na yun? Sanduguan. Okay, yun pa rin yun. Sanduguan, Pacto de Sangre, Blood Compact, yun pa rin yun. Okay? Yung the Treaty of Friendship, there is no such thing. Okay? Wala siyang Treaty of Friendship. Meron lang yung ano, yung isa na ano na, yung Treaty of Friendship ang tawag nila, Philippines between India. Okay, yun lang yun. Alright? The Peace Treaty of Cebu, ito naman ay, ano, it is really a peace treaty. Okay, hindi siya pact. Okay, hindi siya pact. Okay? Itong peace treaty is between Miguel Lopez de Legazpi at saka si Rahat Tupas of Cebu. Okay? Yan. Yes, Pacto de Sangre is other name po for blood compact. Exactly, kasi sangre is blood, 'di ba? Yan. Oh, 'di ba? May pagkaganyan po yung ating ano, yung ating let. Yun, may paggaganyan pa yung ating let. Talagang, alam mo yun, gagamitin yung mga hindi mo alam, pero yun pa rin yun. Okay? Alright. Number three, nothing happens in this world by chance. It is all part of a grand design. The author speaks of one's A, ambition, B, luck, C, dream, and D, destiny. So nothing happens in this world by chance. It is all part of a grand design. The author speaks of one's A, ambition, B, luck, C, dream, and D, destiny. Yan. Mhm. Yung anak-anakan ko andito na high school. Alright. Okay. Alright. So, happy naman ako dyan. Alright. So, ang sagot po niyan, ay, ba't may sumagot doon na ano? Okay, yes. Bakit may sumagot na ng, nasa 3 na tayo, guys? Okay, yes. So, it is destiny. Okay, so sabi niya, part of a grand design. Kumbaga is predetermined na yan. Andyan na yan eh. Yan, nakadesenyo na siya. Okay, wala ka nang magagawa. Okay, so it is destiny. Okay, next. Number 4, which does not belong to the group? A, foot, B, kilometer, C, centigrade, and D, mile. Yan. So, which does not belong to the group? A, foot, B, kilometer, C, centigrade, and D, mile. Okay, ano pong ibig sabihin ng copy? Okay, is it a PDF copy or you mean recorded po ba? Ito at ipopost. Ano po yung gusto nyong tanungin doon? Okay. Ayan, sige, tignan nyo, na-RR na naman tayo. Kaya sabi ko, maglagay kayo ng number. Okay. I know, I don't give PDF po for free kasi ano na po to eh, free na po yung ating live. Yan, free materials na po tayo. So hindi na po na ako nagbibigay ng PDF. Nagbibigay lang ako ng PDF sa mga enrollees ko sa social science. Yan. Okay. Ano ba? Which does not belong to the group. Bakit food? Okay, bakit foot? Okay, yan, it's centigrade, guys. Kasi 'di ba ang foot, kilometer, mile, ano ba yung inaano niya? Okay. Guys, guys, ulitin ko ha. Please put the number. Okay, kasi tingnan nyo na visibility restrict na naman ako. Yan. Akala ko pa. Cute naman. Akala mo pa. Oy, kaya yan ha. Kaya 'di ba kahit Gen Ed may critical thinking pa rin. O 'di ba? Please put the number, please, please. Okay? Yan. So ano ba yung foot, kilometer, mile? Ano ba yung ano? Alam mo, pang cute-cute nyo naman. Okay, so 'di ba mini-measure niya yung ano, yung length. 'Di ba? Yan. Okay. And of course, the centigrade. Ano ba yung mini-measure ng centigrade? Sige po. Okay, tignan nyo, hindi kayo nag-iisip. 50 points po tayo ngayon kasi huling bulong natin for Gen Ed to. Ano yung mini-measure ng centigrade, guys? Okay, very good. Yes, so it is temperature. Okay, guys. O tignan nyo, 'di ba? Yan yung mga tanong na ang dali-dali pero pa rin pala kayong mahilo, 'di ba? Yan. Kaya how much more dun sa ano sa actual na talagang andun na yung tension, ganyan, masakit yung ulo mo, lahat-lahat. Okay? So, deep breath. Okay, deep breath. Okay, mag-deep breath kayo during kasi tingnan nyo dyan pa lang nagkamali na kayo. Okay? Yan. Number 5, before the arrival of the Spanish, the complex social structure of the Tagalogs included a class of dependents known as aliping namamahay. Which of the following best describes their condition? A. They were slaves who could be sold and had no rights whatsoever. B. They were nobles who owned land and governed the community. C. They owned their own houses and property but could not move from their village without their master's consent. And D. They were warriors who served the Datu in battle and shared in the spoils of war. Okay, please. Number po. Number. Salamat. Okay. Yan. Tignan nyo, nakalahati agad yung ano natin. 100 plus tayo kasi na-restrict. Nag-itim yung ano. Yan. Okay, thank you so much. Alright. Okay, good job kayo dyan. Yes. Okay, very good. Yes. So the answer there is letter C. They own their houses and property but could not move from the village without their master's consent. Yes, sila yung may bahay. Kasi 'di ba dati baliktad yung iniisip natin. Akala natin aliping na mamahay is nakikibahay sila. But no, they have their own houses. And then yes, usually lahat ng mga decision nila kailangan ng master's consent, even yung pag makikipag-asawa sila. Okay, yan. All right. Yung A is hindi totoo kasi ito ang nabanggit ko last time, yung letter A is chattel slaves, okay? So, ang mga alipin naman noon, we were not chattel slaves, okay? Yan. Okay? There were nobles who owned land and governed the community. This is Maginoo. Okay? And then there were warriors. This is Timawa. Okay? Letter D. Okay? Yan. Dun sa aliping, pag mahaba yung sa choices, yun ang pagsagot. Okay, yung sa aliping aliping sa gigilid, dun lang sa gilid-gilid ng bahay nung kanilang amo. All right, number 6, what is the reason why the staff wages for the retailer and wholesaler are not considered as the direct cost? A, because one person generally sells many different products. B, because cost is not linked to the acquisition of raw materials. C, because staff wages are taken from the income of the company. And D, because the direct costs have to be attributed proportionally. Okay, yan. So, bakit daw yung mga wages ng staff for the retailer? Okay, ibig sabihin yung mga salesman, yung mga yon. Okay, yung mga admin, bakit hindi considered na direct cost siya? Okay, so A, because one person generally sells many different products. B, because cost is not linked to the acquisition of raw materials. C, because staff wages are taken from the income of the company. And D, because the direct costs have to be attributed proportionally. Okay, yan. Pakilagay pa yung number, guys. Pakilagay yung number. Yan, ayan. Okay, C, D, C, D. Okay. Alright, yes. So, dahil dapat mabilisan lang to. Alright. Of course, the answer there is because cost is not linked to the acquisition of raw materials tayo, guys, dito. Kasi ang tinatanong is, see, na naman tayo? Restrict na naman tayo. Okay? Ang sinasabi is direct cost. Okay? So, when we talk about direct cost, yun yung cost na kasama sa pag-produce nung product. Okay, so kasama na syempre yung production cost, yung labor, yung capital. Yun sa paggawa ng, so kasama syempre yung raw materials, pagbayad mo sa raw materials, yung mga ganon. Okay? Yung mga staff kasi, for example, yung mga sales lady, yung mga ganon, hindi naman yung labor nila ang ginamit sa paggawa ng materials, 'di ba? Kanyan. So hindi siya direct kasi it is an indirect cost. Okay? Galit yung si Sir Palos. Okay, yan na-restrict agad tayo. Bagsak na naman sa 46. Ganun po kasi every time na ma-restrict po tayo, nag-iitim yung screen ng iba, nawawala. Okay, so guys, paki-follow na lang po ako para pag nawawala, pwede nyo akong balikan. Okay? So the answer there is letter B, ha? Kasi pag sinabi nating direct cost, yun yung mismong nagastos sa paggawa ng isang material. Okay? For example, gumawa ka ng Shanghai. Okay, yon. Yung direct cost mismo ng paggawa ng Shanghai mo, yung labor mo na gumawa, ganon. So, yung labor ng nagbenta, hindi na siya kasama dun sa direct cost. Okay? Kasama siya sa indirect cost. Number 7, why does the level of water in a beaker rise after a stone is placed in it? A, the stone and water occupy the same space. B, the stone takes the place occupied by the water. C, the stone has more mass than the water. And D, the water weighs less than the stone. Yan. So why does the level of water in a beaker rise after a stone is placed in it? Okay. A, the stone and water occupy the same space. B, the stone takes the place occupied by the water. C, the stone has more mass than the water. And D, the water weighs less than the stone. Okay, yan. Medyo mahirap pa to, guys. Medyo mahirap pa or medyo pagod na kayo. Sa kaka-review kasi malapit na. Kunin ko lang yung water ko. Medyo mahirap ba? Okay, guys, ano naman. Oh, thank you for liking the live. Ano naman, paki-like and share kasi na-restrict na naman tayo. Okay, very good. Yes. Okay, I'm so happy naman. Yes. So the answer here is the stone takes the place occupied by the water. Tama naman, 'di ba? Kasi paglagay mo dun sa stone, 'di ba? Naka-occupy pa rin siya ng space. Okay, very good. Okay. Mali naman yung the stone and water occupy the same space. Hindi naman pwede, especially naman at ano, solid yung stone. Okay. The stone has more mass than the water. Totoo din naman, pero hindi pa rin yun yung pinaka-reason. Okay? And the water weighs less than the stone. It does not matter kung mas mabigat yung stone na linagay mo o hindi. Okay? We are talking about the volume pa din yon, not the weight. Okay? It isn't hard, just confusing. Yes, totoo 'yon. Totoo 'yon. Ganun din po talaga sa actual yung para ang dali-dali naman pero pag andun ka biglang magda-doubt ka kasi pressured ka na gusto mong makuha yung tamang sagot. Okay? Yan. Tama 'yon. Okay, number 8. Which of the following human activities reduces the level of ozone in the atmosphere? Okay, A, releasing of fluorocarbons from aerosol cans. B, using large banks of solar cells for energy production. C, using artificial lighting in scientific polar station. And D, destroying large areas of the equatorial rainforest. Okay, yan. So, ano daw yung nakaka-reduce ng ozone in the atmosphere? Okay. Yan. So, imagine niyo muna, hindi dahil nakita niyo yung word na reduce, pangit na. Okay? Or maganda na. So, pag sinabi mong reduce the level of ozone, mas maganda ba yung ozone? Opo. Yan. So, pag na-reduce ba yung ozone, is it a good thing or bad thing? It's a bad thing. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, hanapin nyo yung pangit dyan. Yan. Ay, naka, okay. Alright. Okay, alright. So, let's reveal the answer. Alright, let's reveal the answer. Guys, yung sagot niyan ay releasing of fluorocarbons from aerosol cans. Ah, tama din naman. Yung letter B, using large banks of solar cells for energy production. It can. Okay? Pero maliit lang. Maliit lang na ano yon, 'di ba? Ang lagi niyong iisipin pag CFC, 'di ba? Yung chlorofluorocarbons, yun yung pinaka-reason kung bakit nadideplete yung ating ozone layer. Okay, yon yung CFC, chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, yan. Kasi, uh, pag nag-release ng fluorocarbons, okay, pupunta yan sa taas, yan, tapos makikipag-interact dun sa ano, magkakaroon ng chlorine. Yung chlorine mismo ang catalyst, okay, para numinipis yung ating ozone layer. Okay? So ito nagdagdag ako yung the Montreal Protocol, okay, or officially called the Montreal Protocol on Substances that Deplete the Ozone Layer. Okay, so ito yung nag-aano na let's be aware of the paggamit ng CFCs. Okay, anything with CFCs. Okay? Yan. Number 9, why do we hear thunder some seconds after seeing lightning? Okay, A, light appears brighter in the sky. B, light travels faster than sound. C, sound travels 1,331 miles per second. And D, sound is released later. Okay, yan. So, why do we hear thunder some seconds after seeing lightning? A, light appears brighter in the sky. B, light travels faster than sound. C, sound travels 1,331 miles per second. And D, sounds is released later. Okay, ayon. Okay, good job kayo dyan. Alright. Okay, dahil 50 points tayo, medyo mas mabilis tayo ngayon. Okay, yeah. So light, of course, light travels faster than sound. Yes, mabilis talaga yung light. You can just imagine. Okay, so may nilagay ako dyan na fun facts. Okay, so you could always, estimate kung gaano, okay, kung gaano kalayo yung pag-strike ng lightning. Okay, so basahin nyo na lang to. Okay, yan. So itry nyo ngang, pag may lightning, itry nyo yan. Okay, yan. Next, number 10. The title, The Phantom of the Opera, is an example of what figure of speech? A, simile, B, metaphor, C, personification, and D, hyperbole. Okay, ayusin ko nga to para hindi tayo yan. So, the title, The Phantom of the Opera, is an example of what figure of speech? Speech. A, simile, B, metaphor, C, personification, and D, hyperbole. Okay. Hindi po talaga nawawala itong ito, usually pa is simile at saka metaphor, okay? Kaya inulit ko ulit yan. Yan. Actually, madali lang itong simile and metaphor. Alam nyo po yan, di ba? Pero minsan talaga, dun sa actual, parang may nakikita yung iba na wala doon or merong andun doon na hindi nakikita ng iba. Totoo pala talaga yun, okay? It also happened to us. Okay, very good. Yes, and the answer there is metaphor, guys. Metaphor, okay? Kasi yung phantom means ghost. Okay, so the ghost of the opera. Okay, so it is a metaphor. Okay, alam naman natin yung simile, use of as, like, yan yung may mga ganun, di ba? Personification, nagbibigay ka lang ng human traits sa isang non-living thing. Okay, for example, the wind wept. Yung mga ganon. Okay, umiyak ang hangin. O, ganon. Umiyak ang langit pala. Ganon. And hyperbole yung exaggeration po yan. Okay, for example, mata mo lang ang walang latay. Alam mo namang, alam naman natin, hindi natin talaga magagawa yun, di ba? Hindi, imposible namang malalatayan mo. Okay. Or hindi ako mabubuhay nang wala ka. Hindi naman talaga yung totoo na mamamatay kapag wala yun, di ba? Hindi naman literal. Okay, number 11. Alin sa mga sumusunod ang hindi epiko ng Mindanao? A. Indrapatra at Sulaiman. B. Alim Yahudhud. Hudhud dapat yon. Hudhud, hindi hudhu. Okay, and C. Bidasari and D. Bantugan. So, alin sa mga sunusunod ang hindi epiko ng Mindanao? A. Indrapatra at Sulaiman. B. Alim Yahudhud. C. Bidasari and D. Bantugan. Okay, guys, paki-follow po ako kasi nagre-restrict tayo. Pag nagre-restrict kasi nag-iitim yung tapos hindi nyo na ako makita. Okay? So kindly follow me na lang. Okay. Okay, alright. Yan. DC, 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 DC. Ayon, meron nang nag-rationalize. Alim at Hudhud is from Ifugao. Indeed. Okay, so Alim Yahudhud or ang usually nakalagay doon is Alim at Hudhud kasi at means ya. Okay, yan. Alright, so totoo, Alim Yahudhud is from Ifugao. Okay, Indrapatra at Sulaiman, ang sumulat niyan ay, linagay ko lang, is Bartolome del Valle. Okay, itong B, C, and D, these are Fox. Okay, walang hindi matrace kung sino yung yung gumawa nito kasi more on how they can spoken. Okay, yan. Number 12. One angle of a parallelogram is 35 degrees. Okay. What are the measures of the three other angles? Okay. A, 45, 65, 170. B, 145, 35, 145. C, 85, 135, 140. And D, 35, 65, and 65. Okay. So one angle of a parallelogram is 35 degrees. What are the measures of the three other angles? A, 45, 65, 170. B, 145, 35, 145. C, 85, 135, 140. And then D, 35, 65, and 65. Okay, so I hope wala nang magkakamali dito, ha? Yan. Napaka-common na po siya. Okay, meron pang nagkamali but it's okay. Buti na lang, no, kahit gas-gas na 'to, linalabas ko pa, magpapalabas pa rin tayo ng gas-gas kasi nga, 'di ba, hindi naman lahat ay na-encounter yung ito. Okay? Alright, so sabi ni ano, Echo, always 180. Okay, very good kayo dyan. Yes, so ito yung parallelogram. Okay, so yes, ito yung adjacent, ito yung adjacent. Adjacent angles of parallelogram, okay, always measure to 180. Kaya pag 35 dito, 145. Yan, yung opposite niya is magkaparehas. Opposite is magkaparehas. Okay, yan. So for example, 40 ito, di 140 dito kasi nga 180 yung adjacent. Okay? And then yung opposite, the same. Number 13, if two variables x and y are directly related, which of these is not true? A, when x is low, y is also low. B, when x increases, dapat yan, y decreases. C, as x increases, y also increases. And D, a high y is associated with high x. Okay. Ano yung sagot nyo dyan? Okay, so feeling ko madali to, pero gusto ko lang ding parang two birds in one stone ba dito? Kung ba't ko idinagdag to. Okay? Two birds in one stone. Yung gusto kong ipa-remind. Okay, B, may sumagot ng C. Okay, so intindi ko kung ba't may sumagot ng C. Okay, intindi ko siya. Alright. Okay, so alam naman natin, pag direct, di ba? Yan, gusto ko lang ipa-remind ha, pag direct is parehas yung galawan. So pag nag-increase yung isa, nag-increase din yung pangalawa, yun yung direct. Pag inverse, syempre baliktad. Pag nag-increase yung isa, nag-decrease yung isa. Okay? We have 50 points tayo ngayon, 50 points tayo ngayon, ma'am, kasi fast drills dapat tayo. Pero ina-explain ko kasi ng mabuti yung mga nagkakamali. Alright, but then ang hinahanap dyan kasi is not true. Yan, hindi totoo. Okay, so ang totoo dyan is, nag-increase yung X, nag-increase din yung Y. Yun yung totoo, pero ang hinahanap is not true. O, see? So may nabudol po dun sa not true. Okay? Yan, so mag-ingat sa actual. Okay? Alright, so ang sagot dyan ay letter B. Number 14. The Basi Revolt of 1807 in Ilocos was primarily triggered by A, the government enforcement of the order to send people to work in the shipyard of Cavite. B, hatred of the excessive tribute and abusive officials from Binalatongan. C, the Spanish government seizure of private rice fields. And D, the government's monopoly on the production and trade of wine. Okay, yan. Yon, so the Basi Revolt. Okay, so kaway-kaway sa mga Ilocano, yan. Ang galing, tag doon, swerte mo, okay? Kung Ilocano ka tapos lumabas to, 'di ba? At least meron kang ano kung ano yung Basi, 'di ba? What is Basi, okay? Yan. All right, so ang sagot ay letter C and D. Okay, all right. So let's see. Okay, so okay lang. Kung nagkamali ka dito, it's fine. At least alam mo na. Okay, so basi in any way is uh, wine. Okay? It's wine. Or sukang basi naman is yung wine pwedeng maging suka. Ayun, pag tumagal. Okay? Yan. So the basi is Base yun is production. The answer there is the government's monopoly on the production and trade of wine. Okay, yun. So, usually, base, yung nakakabili kayo ng base dun sa Ilocos. Okay, yeah. So, it is also called ang Baristo Revolt. Okay, nangyari to sa PDG Ilocos Norte. Okay, and ang mga ang mga leaders dito is Pedro Mateo and Salorogo ang Baristo. Okay, yun. So, at that time, yung binasa ko is ayaw ayaw na daw ng mga ng mga Spanish, okay, government na gumawa yung mga private ba na gumagawa nung basi. Okay, yan. Ito namang letter B pala is this is wala namang binalatongan revolt. It is called on pala it is more known as Palaris Revolt. Okay, dun sa Pangasinan. Okay, so yes, totoo na ang reason nun is yung excessive tribute. Number 15, who served as the Prime Minister of the Philippines under the First Philippine Republic. Okay, first Prime Minister A. Emilio Aguinaldo, B. Apolinario Mabini, C. Pedro Paterno, and D. Andres Bonifacio. Okay, so who served as the Prime Minister of the Philippines under the First Philippine Republic? A. Emilio Aguinaldo, B. Apolinario Mabini, C. Pedro Paterno, and D. Andres Bonifacio. Ay nako, nakakainis na talaga tong yung ating account. Bigla nagkakaroon ng restriction. Okay. So, ano yung sagot? Oh. Okay. First Prime Minister. Okay. So, very good. Buti na lang, dinagdag ko to, guys. Alright? So, the answer here, guys, is it's Apolinario Mabini. Okay? Si Apolinario Mabini. Si Pedro Paterno ang alam kong pumalit sa kanya. Okay? Pero ang una talaga is si Apolinario Mabini. Okay? Kasi bilib na bilib siya. Bilib na bilib si Emilio Aguinaldo sa kanya. Siya yung lumalabas din pala, ano yung unang government na itinatag ni Emilio Aguinaldo? It is dictatorial. Okay, and then lumalabas po yun sa letha, dictatorial, and then pinalitan niya ng revolutionary kind of government. And it is because it is by the advice of Apolinario Mabini. Kasi siya yung inappoint niya na prime minister niya at that time. Okay? Yan. Number 16. Who was the emissary secretly sent by Andres Bonifacio to meet Jose Rizal in Dapitan in June 1896 to inform him of the Katipunan's planned revolution and seek his support? A. Emilio Jacinto, B. Dr. Pio Valenzuela, C. Jose Dizon, and D. Ladislao Diwa. Okay, yan. So ito yung yung na deport sa Dapitan. Okay? Si Jose Rizal. So pinapunta ni Andres Bonifacio yung taong to, okay, para kausapin siya na itutuloy yung revolution. And ito yung time na sabi ni Rizal na wag muna, we are not ready. Yan. So sino po 'yon? No, this is Gen Ed po. This is Gen Ed. Yan. Sino po 'yan? Na number 16? Familiar. Okay, very good. Yes. Mabilis ba ako masyado na magbigay ng number or hindi? 50 points kasi tayo hindi pa naman kayo sanay sa 50 points. Sanay tayo hindi kayo sanay sa 50 points sa akin. Okay, sanay tayo sa 20 points. Yan, so sabihan niyo lang ako kung mabilis ako ha. Okay, all right. Yes. Very good. Yeah, so the answer there is Dr. Pio Valenzuela. Okay, yan. Okay. Si Dr. Pio Valenzuela, siya din yung meron siyang sariling account about sa Pack of Biak na Bato. Okay, very good kayo dyan, BBB. Okay, I'm so proud of you guys. Okay, yan. Number 17. Conrado approached the platform with his speech. His palms were sweaty and his hands were shaking. He felt the palpitations of his chest and perspiration began to appear at his forehead. Conrado is experiencing a heart attack ba yan? B. Nausea, C. Stage fright, and D. Epilepsy ba yan? Yan. So Conrado approached the platform with his speech. His palms were sweaty and his hands were shaking. He felt the palpitations of his chest and perspiration began to appear at his forehead. Conrado Grabe yung pagkakonarado ko, no? Is experiencing a heart attack, B, nausea, C, stage fright, and D, epilepsy. Mhm. Okay. So, okay lang ba yung ano, pag-reveal ko ng answer, hindi naman mabilis? Yan. Okay, mabilis na lang kayong mag-type, ha? Alright. Okay. I'm so proud of you guys. So, of course, it is stage fright. Yeah. So, pwede naman talaga, lahat yan, yung A, B, C, D, pwede talaga, lahat yan, di ba? Pero, syempre, what satisfies the STEM? Okay, so papunta pa nga daw siyang mag-speech. Yan. Okay, say, okay lang, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Number 18. If you want to be recognized, have a finger in the pie. What does the underlined phrase mean? A, dip finger in the pie. B, take an active part in something. C, take a share of the pie. And D, join a group. Yan. So if you want to be recognized, have a finger in the pie. Buti hindi ko sinabing have a finger in the pie, ano? Hey, dip finger in the pie. B, take an active part in something. C, take a share of the pie. And D, join a group. Okay. Ang galing. All right. Okay, very good kayo dyan. And of course, the answer there is take an active part in something. Okay, pero nakita ko to, hindi lang pala yon. Okay, usually, take an active part of something na usually hindi ka naman gustong ipa-join. Okay, yun yung mas accurate na meaning ng ano, na have a finger in the pie. Oo nga naman, di ba? Yung parang, ba't mo linagay yung finger mo dun sa pie? Bawal yan. Parang ganun, hindi yan maganda. Parang gano'n yung ibig niyang sabihin. So, hindi hindi ano, tawag do'n, hindi kaaya-aya, parang gano'n. So, you are not welcome there. 'Yun ang ibig sabihin. Alright, number 19. Wise people can blank with frustration. A, cope up. B, cope on. C, cope in. And D, cope. Okay, so wise people can blank with frustration. A, cope up. B, cope on. C, cope in. And D, cope. Yan. So, number 19. Yan. So, ito yung ano, no? Uh, maski naman ako, syempre, yun naman naririnig natin kahit sa mga native speakers, di ba? Tapos, mali pala yun. Oh. Oo, inaayos ko na po. Okay na ba? Yan. Dapat sa TV tayo ngayon, kaya lang ano, late akong nagising, nagnap kasi ako, so hindi ko na set up. So, pasensya. Okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, very good kayo, John. Yes. So the answer there is cope. Okay, very good. Yes. Imagine nyo, 'di ba? I don't know lang, pero ako talaga parang lumaki ako na cope up talaga, 'di ba? Cope up naman talaga yung naririnig natin kahit sa TV, yung mga ganun. You have to cope up. 'Di ba? Pero mali pala 'yon. Okay, it should be cope with. Okay, yan. Cope with. Yan. Hindi sa redundant, mali po talaga. Hindi daw po ginagamit yung cope up. Okay? It's wrong grammar. Yan. It should be cope with. Because yung cope alone means gusto mong, gusto mong, how do you call that? Gusto mong ma-surpass yung, ma-surpass yung difficulty. Yun yung meaning ng cope. Okay? Yan. Number 20. Number 20, when one company controls the supply of sugar, okay, which term applies? A, economic stability, B, monopoly, D, equilibrium, and D, inflation. When one company controls the supply of sugar, which term applies? A, economic stability, B, monopoly, C, equilibrium, and D, inflation. Okay. Okay, ang galing nyo. Yes. Ay, ano yan? Saan galing yun? Okay, very good. Yes, so the answer there is, of course, monopoly. Yan. It's one seller. Pag yung isang seller lang, monopoly. Ito naman, paano kung isa lang yung buyer? Ano po yung tawag doon? Okay? Kasi high yield din po yon na tanong. So, monopoly, isa lang yung nagbebenta. Yan. Paano naman pag isa lang yung bumibili, okay? For example, ako lang yung tagabili doon sa sa barangay Kaibuturan, okay? So ako lang yung bumibili ng mga benta nilang rice. Ganon. Ano po yung tawag doon? Alam nyo po yan. Alam nyo po yan, guys. Sole buyer. Oh, that's very smart. Oh, that's very smart. Wala ba? Sol. Ala. Hala, wala talaga. Okay, it is monopsony. Okay? Monopsony. Okay? Monopsony, guys. So, monopoly is iisa lang yung seller. Monopsony, isa lang. Monopsony. Okay, is isa lang yung buyer. Okay. Next, number 21. With the Batasang Pambansa performing legislative and executive powers in the Marcos regime, which form of government was implemented? A. Monarchical, B. Parliamentary, C. Presidential, and D. Dictatorial. Ito talaga yung tanong na ang daming version nito. Okay? Pero hindi ka talaga mahihilo kung alam na alam mo na to. Oh, ngayon ko lang nalaman. Oh, it's okay. Alright? Ilagay niyo po yung number, guys, mga bago. Please, ilagay niyo yung number. Kasi, tignan niyo, nasa 36 na tayo kasi na-restrict na po ako twice. Yan. Pag nare-restrict po kasi tayo, hindi na ano, yung visibility restriction po yung tawag doon, nawawala po yung ating live. Yan. So please, nagmamakaawa po ako sa inyo. Tingnan nyo po, hindi na, usually umaabot rin po tayo kahit papaanong 300. 200, 300, ganun. Pero ilang araw ng restricted ako. Okay? Alright. Maraming salamat sa pagsunod sa ating alintuntunin. Okay, very good. Yes. Bakit D? Okay, so may sumagot ng D. But the answer here, guys, is parliamentary. Okay? Kasi ang parliamentary, guys, is yun yung pinag-isa yung executive at saka legislative. Okay? And then, yung power rest, okay? Yung executive power is pumupunta dun sa legislative. Yun talaga yung pinaka-meaning ng parliamentary, okay? So, ulitin ko, yung parliamentary, nag-isa yung executive at saka legislative. Tapos, sino yung nagpa-perform ng executive powers? Yung legislative. Yon. Pero yung during Karl Marcos, sino yung nagpa-perform sa lahat? Yung ating executive, okay? Yan. Yes, nagiging two branches. Wala nang check and balances, di po ba? Okay, yes. Pero naiintindihan ko kung bakit dictatorial kasi 'di ba, agad-agad Marcos dictatorial 'yan, 'di ba? Pero ang tinatanong is yung pinag-isa yung legislative at saka executive, okay? All right. Number 22, which of the following doesn't belong to the group? A, hypothesis, B, surmise, C, conclusion, and D, conjecture. So number 22, which of the following doesn't belong to the group? A, hypothesis, B, surmise, C, conclusion, and D, conjecture. Conjecture. Okay. Thank you for liking the live. Yes, paki-follow na lang din po ako. Yan. And also, if you want to do mock boards, free naman po tayo. Message lang po kayo sa Blue App. Yan. And meron din pa akong mga flashcards ng lumabas ng 2025. Yan. So, Gen Ed, I have 130 plus na question. Prof Ed, 120 plus na question. Yan. So, 199 yung bundle. B na lang. B na lang. Tapos sabi ng isa, sige, B na lang din. Okay. Yes. Mag-base kayo dun sa hypothesis. Ano ba yung hypothesis dyan? Ayun, okay. Mag-base na, andun na yung hypothesis eh. Oh, andun na rin yung conclusion. Oh. Magkaparehas ba yung meaning ng hypothesis sa conclusion? Okay, sige. Alright, so let's reveal the answer. Okay, baka ma-stress ko pa kayo. Alright, so the answer there, guys, is conclusion. Okay? Yan. Okay, kasi, yes, no, sabi ni Miss Han. Yes, kasi hindi po magkaparehas yung hypothesis at saka conclusion. So, ibig sabihin, isa dun sa kanila doesn't belong to the group. Okay? So, yung hypothesis is educational guess, di ba? Surmise is also parang it's also a kind of it is also a kind of educated guess, and also the conjecture. So para-parehas lang sila, hypothesis, surmise, and conjecture. Okay? Synonyms pala, kala ko research. Okay. O kahit parts of research yan. Hindi naman kasama ang surmise at saka conjecture sa part of research, di ba? Maganda rin yung naisip mo, DC Anonymous. Pero yung surmise at saka conjecture, hindi naman kasama din doon. Di ba? Yan. Okay, number 20. O, so conclusion. Kasi nga po, ang conclusion, yun na yun yung ah, judgment mo, di ba? Yan, na ginamit mo na lahat yung reason, tinest mo na yung hypothesis mo. Yan. Number 23, who served as the first chairman of the Philippine Executive Commission, the caretaker government established by the Japanese during their occupation of the Philippines in 1942. Okay, di ba? Yan. Ang gusto ko kasi, guys, ilagay niyo po yung number. Please, number. Yan. Bumagsak na po tayo sa 35 kasi ilang beses na po akong na visibility restrict. Please, parang awa niyo na. Okay, yan. So, linagay ko yung mga ganyan na napakasimple kasi gusto kong magkaroon kayo ng feel. Okay, kung paano yung let. Okay, na ganyan ka confusing, okay? So relax, relax. Okay. Guys, sino po si Jose Laurel ba nung sa puppet government? Sino si Jose Laurel? Dun sa Japanese. Sige po. Pag-isipan po natin. Sagutin po natin, sino po? Ayun! Okay, so president. Si president po ba yung hinahanap natin, guys? Hindi man. First chairman of the Philippine Executive Commission. Yes, yes. Okay, yan. Guys, huwag kayong ano ha, huwag kayong ma-stress ha. Yan. Huwag kayong ma-stress sa mga tanong ko. Okay? Pinili ko talaga yung mga tanong na to kasi gusto kong i-ano nyo yung critical thinking nyo ba na pwede nyo namang itap yung ano, alimbawa kahit hindi nyo alam yan, tapos alam nyo Japanese occupation. So, oo, alam nyo na si Jose Laurel is connected sa Japanese occupation. Siya nga si puppet president, 'di ba? Pero he is a president. Eh hindi naman po siya yung hinahanap natin, guys. Okay, very good. So dapat wala na tayo sa letter A. Alisin na natin si letter A. Okay, mamili na tayo sa B at saka si C. Okay, yan. B at saka C. Okay. Yan kasi B and D kasi hindi na pwede si C. Okay, yeah. So at least ba is na ano natin guys na how do you call that? Na naalis natin ng konti. Dalawa na lang yung maiiwan, 'di ba, ng pagpipilian. Yan. Okay. All right. Yes, so kung pang pinagpilian mo ay B and D, okay, that's good. Okay, kung nagkamali ka man, it's okay. All right? But at least na narrow down mo. Okay? So ang sagot po niyan ay si Jose Vargas. Okay? Si Jose Vargas. Yan. I'm not sure kung patay na si Artemio Ricarte by that time. I'm not so sure. Pero 'di ba si Artemio Ricarte is general siya nung sa Katipunan time. So kinda okay? Kinda malayo na siya. But I'm not so sure though kung patay na siya at that time. Number 24, which Philippine president is historically associated with launching the social reform agenda and is credited with the country's hosting of the APEC summit in 1996? A. Corazon C. Aquino, B. Joseph Ejercito Estrada, C. Fidel V. Ramos, and D. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Yan. Yan. Feeling ko, hindi na lumalabas yung ating live sa iba. Alright, so which Philippine president is historically associated with launching the social reform agenda and is credited with the country's hosting of the APEC summit summit in 1996, okay? Ito ang presidente na paborito. Okay, paborito ng ating let. Okay, yan. Okay, very good kayo dyan. Yes, so the answer there is Fidel Ramos. Okay, yan. So, after that, ginawa niyang law. Okay, it became the RA 8425, Social Reform and Poverty Alleviation Act. Okay, very good kayo dyan. So, masasabi ko talaga na paborito siya kasi anong pinalabas sa kanya? IPRA. O, di ba yon? Ano pa yung pinapalabas sa kanya? A father of industrialization. Ano pa yung isa? Yung, ano ba yung isa? Uh, economic zone. Okay, PEZA. Okay, yon. So, paborito po siya. Yes, Ipra. Yes, tama po kayo, R. Okay, yan. Okay. All right. Yes, yeah, and it's Philippine 2000. Yes, okay, thank you so much. Yes. Yan, naglabasan na. Okay, yes. 'Di ba? So, napansin ko din 'yon. Okay. Lumabas yung IPRA nung ano nung March 2024. Ay, hindi, September 2024 lumabas 'yon kasi naunang nag-exam yung mga kasama ko. Nag-start pa lang akong mag-review noon eh. 'Yon, tapos maraming sumagot na si President Duterte. Yan. Number 25, matter exists in the form of units, which can be classified in hierarchies or organizational levels. Which of the following units shows a correct hierarchical organization? Okay, so may hierarchy siya. Okay, may mababa, may mataas. A, cell, tissue, organ, system, organism ba yan? Okay, B, solid, liquid, gases, plasma, C, atom, molecules, element, compound, mixture, at saka D, protons, neutrons, electrons, and ions. Okay. Yan. Okay. So merong nag-ano, okay. All right. So naglaban lang yung ano, yung ANC ano, naglaban yung ANC. Okay. All right. Pero kasi tama naman na at yung letter B kasi is ano, phases of matter yan. So walang hierarchy diyan, okay? Yung letter D din naman, it's just about the charge. So walang hierarchy. So pwedeng pagpilian is A and C, ano? Yan. Okay, kaya lang okay, yung kasing ano, ito kasing ang mali kasi dito sa ano sa C is dapat AMM. Okay? So, atom molecule mixture. Dapat yon, okay? Yan, atom molecule mixture dapat yan. Okay, yan. Hindi MMCM. Okay, yan. So, and tama naman yung sitoso kasi yung organism is composed of our different system, 'di ba? Yung system composed of many organs. Yung organs composed of tissues and yung tissue of course is composed of cell. All right. Okay. Oh. All right. Na-reveal na tuloy. Okay, number 26. The unpacified provinces or areas that remained outside direct Spanish colonial control and were headed by military officers were known as A. Alcaldias, B. Corregimientos, C. Encomiendas, and D. Pueblo. Parang lumabas ito nung ano, SPLE namin. Kaya parang naisip kong inulit-ulit to. Okay, yan. So, di ba meron yung pacified doon at saka unpacified? Okay, yung pacified noon is, they were peaceful na. Okay, wala nang masyadong nagre-revolt. Okay, yung unpacified naman, meron pa. Okay, yan. Okay, parang lumabas talaga 'to, hindi ko na maalala, okay? All right, and of course, ang galing nyo. Yes, so the answer there is corregimientos. Okay, very good. Yes. All right, pueblo is just a town. Okay, yan. So itong alcaldes at saka corregimientos, these are provinces. 'Di ba? Yan, these are provinces. Ang pwede yung maging mnemonic diyan, ang mnemonic ko nung nagre-review ako is PACU. Okay, PACU. Pacified yung alcaldias, okay, at saka uh, unpacified yung corregimientos. Okay? Yan. Ang lumalabas din yung ayuntamiento, okay? Yung ayuntamiento is the building, okay? That's the city hall. Okay, that's the number 27. Which of the following? Oy, linabas ko to ha. Ano to? Lumabas nung SPLE June 2025 at saka November ba yan or September? Basta lumabas din either September at saka October kaya naisip kong ano, ipasok to. So which of the following provinces is part of Region 4B but is often mistakenly thought to be part of Mindanao due to its geographical location and distance from the main Luzon landmass? A. Palawan, B. Mindoro, C. Marinduque, and D. Romblon. Okay. Okay, very good kayo dyan. Yes. So the answer there is Palawan. Ang galing nyo. Okay. So, nung lumabas na nung June 2025, siyempre hindi ko alam ano yung Region 4B, 'di ba? Maaalala mo pa ba noon? 'Yon. Pero nung tinignan ko kasi yung choices, alam niyo kung ba't ko sinagot yung Palawan? Kasi pagtingin ko sa choices, napansin ko Mimaropa siya. Yan, Mimaropa. So sabi ko, then inimagine ko na lang, oo nga, yung Palawan is ano. Yan. So kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung Region 4B and then napansin ko na lang talaga na Mimaropa siya. Tapos yung Palawan, oo nga, parang part ng Luzon. Okay, 'di ba? Kaya kahit sa Gen Ed talaga, pwede mo pa rin gamitin yung ano yung critical thinking mo tapos itap mo yung prior knowledge mo. Okay? Yes, it's me Maropa. Number 20. Ay, bakit ganon? Okay, number 28. Okay, so a stainless steel spoon feels colder than a plastic spoon because stainless steel, okay, yan. Distance from Luzon landmass. O kahit ano pa, guys, 'di ba? It doesn't matter kung ano yung ginamit nyo. Okay na ano, basta nakuha nyo yung sagot. Okay? Yun lang naman yung importante, 'di ba? Kahit nga mali yung naisip nyo basta yun yung naging clue nyo, tapos nakuha nyo yung sagot. 'Di ba? Yan. So, ito yung sagot nito is a stainless steel spoon feels colder than a plastic spoon because stainless steel, ang sagot po niyan is conducts heat away from the ano from the hand faster than plastic does. Kasi 'di ba ang steel is ano a strong conductor ng heat. Okay, yan. Compared mo sa plastic na hindi naman yun conductor. Okay, so pag hinawakan mo yung ano, yung spoon, yung heat nung kamay mo is pupunta doon sa may spoon. Yan. Yan. So, syempre parang mas mafe-feel mo na, okay, na ano yung ano, parang lumamig yung kamay mo kasi nga na-transfer yung heat mo. Okay, yan. Number 29. Okay, so the edges of a cubicle frame are made from plastic straws. How much longer is the total length of the plastic edges of a cube whose edge is 10 centimeter compared to a cube whose edge is 8 centimeter? A, 32 centimeter, B, 8 centimeter, C, 24 centimeter, and D, 26 centimeter. So, idinagdag ko lang to kasi doon sa actual let, may mga nasagutan ako, guys, na math na inimagine ko na lang. Kasi hindi ko alam 'di ba? Inimagine ko na lang kung paano yung logic ba. Yan. So, I can assure you guys, dun sa math doon, pwede niyong gamitan yung logic. Okay? Except lang yung area of circle I-memorize nyo pala yung area of circle kasi common yun na lumalabas. Yan. Yan. So, ito, pakita ko. Yan. So, imagine niyo, ito, dalawang cube yan. Tapos yung edges, yung isang edge nung cube daw isang cube is 10. Dito naman ay 8. Tapos ilan ba yung edge nung cube? Bilangin natin 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12. Yan. Yan. Da- Pero ma-advise ko naman guys, huwag kayong mag-dwell kasi ang bilis talaga ng Gen Ed guys, ang bilis. So, kung hindi nyo alam, you can leave it muna. Okay, and then sagutin nyo yung alam nyo. Okay, ganun. And then do not dwell also sa kasasagot. Huwag nyo sagutin 1 to 50 tapos tsaka kayo mag-shade. Wala guys, iiyak talaga kayo. I advise na 1 to 20, 1 to 20 or 1 to 50. Ako ang ginawa ko is 1 to 20 and then nag-shade na ako. And then yung hindi ko pa alam, I make sure na hindi yun yung, tama yung hindi ko na shadean. Okay? Yan. Okay, so wait lang ha. So tapusin muna natin to ha and then pakita ko yung area of a circle. Okay, so yan. So magagamitan niyo ng logic to, 'di ba? So sabi ko nga, ilan ba yung edges ng cube? Imagine niyo. Uy, 12 yung edges niya. Tapos yung isa daw 10. So 10 times 12 dit 120. Yung isa is 8. So 8 times 12 96. So i-minus niyo yung 120 minus 96. Okay? Yon. All right. Okay, yung meron akong ginawang kasali ba andun ba kayo sa Blue App ko, guys? Meron akong inorganize ko lahat yung mga links ng lumabas nung June, September at saka November. Mga videos ko din, okay? Lahat na lumabas doon, inorganize ko and then pinin ko sa aking Blue App. Okay, so panoorin nyo po 'yon. Okay, andun yung mga area of a circle, yun yung Okay? Lahat ng lumabas, okay, is andon. Okay? Hindi naman lahat. Lahat ng naalala ko at saka lahat ng mga sinabi ng friends ko. Okay, na nag-take nung June. Ay, ng September at saka November. Nag-take kasi ako ng June 2025. Okay? Yan. So, panoorin nyo. Okay? Number 30, ang titik ng sa alpabetong Filipino ay nagmula sa alpabetong A. Ingles, B. Abecedario, C. Romano at saka D. Abacada. Okay, ang titik ng sa alpabetong Filipino ay nagmula sa alpabetong A. Ingles, B. Abecedario, C. Romano at saka D. Abacada. Area of a circle is 2, teka ha, 2 raised to the second power pi. Okay, yon. Yun yung ano niya. Yun, tignan nyo na lang. Tapos ang ilalagay doon, guys, is yung circumference. So, syempre, pag yung circumference ang andon, walang radius, hatiin nyo yung circumference. Oh, asan na yung iba? Ala, na-restrict na naman ba ako? Okay. Nang, guys, nang. Saan galing yung nang? Saan ba galing yung nang nat? Sa English ba yon? Di man. Abecedario guys, yung ano yung from Spanish, yung 32 letters. Ano ba yun? C, D. Okay, alright. Okay, so, of course, let's reveal the answer. Galing po yun sa abakada. Okay, galing na po yung abakada. Okay, ganito. Yung abakada natin, galing siya sa Latin or Romano. Okay, yung abakada natin. Alright? And then, of course, tayo na yung gumawa ng abakada. Si Lope K. Santos pala, hindi tayo. Okay, yan. Si Lope K. Santos siya yung gumawa ng abakada, kasama yung nang doon. Okay? Alright. Next. Number 31, siya ang ama ng Zarzuelang Tagalog, A. Aurelio Tolentino, B. NVM Gonzales, si Alejandro Abadilla, and D. Severino Reyes. Okay, yan. Ito yung nakakalito, guys, kasi dalawa yung lumalabas sa sources. Pero so far naman, hindi naman linalagay yung dalawa doon. Okay, yan. So, later i-reveal ko yung sino yung isa. Siya ang ama ng Zarzuelang Tagalog, A. Aurelio Tolentino, B. NVM Gonzales, C. Alejandro Abadilla, and D. Severino Reyes. Okay. Guys, alam nyo, kahit halimbawa man, no, mali-mali kayo, okay lang yun. Bakit ba? At least, malalaman nyo dito. Yun lang naman yun, guys, eh. Di ba? Huwag kayong mawalan ng, huwag kayong mawalan ng, ng pag-asa. Di ba? At least nalaman nyo na dito. Guys, panoorin nyo yung ano ha, yung mga videos ko sa ano, nakapin sa aking Blue App sa FB. Okay? Baka maraming ma-recycle doon. Sayang pa ha. Salamat for liking the live. Paki-ano na lang din. Paki-share na lang. Ay, paki-follow na lang din ako, please. Yan, mahilig pa ako maglagay ng mga questions of the day tapos mga short videos. So panoorin niyo na lang din. All right? So in here, yes. All right? So the answer there is Severino Reyes. Yung isa na lumalabas is yung si Ilagan. 'Yon. At kung talagang i-google mo, lumalabas silang parehas. Okay, but feeling ko naman, alam naman nang yan ng BPT, hindi naman niya ilalagay yung dalawang 'yon. Okay, yan. So Aurelio Tolentino, 'yan ang common na lumalabas sa kanya is yung kahapon, ngayon at bukas. 'Yan, si NVM Gonzales more on English naman siya. 'Yan, yung mga gawain niya is English. Okay, not Zarzuela. Alright, Alejandro Abadilla, ang lumalabas usually sa kanya is Ako Yung Daigdig. 'Yan, yung pinaka-popular na Zarzuela ni Severino Reyes pala is yung si Walang Sugat. At saka ang lumalabas din sa kanya is yung children's book niya na Mga Kwento ni Lola Basyang. Yan. Okay. Dula, dula ang Tagalog. Wait, teka, nakalimutan ko. Teka, pag naisip ko yan ha. Yan. I'm not so sure kung si Balagtas yan eh, okay? Yan. Number 32. Meteorology is a very important branch of natural science without which we cannot be informed of forthcoming A. Earthquake ba yan? B. Tropical cyclone. C. Meteor or D. Comet. Yan. So, meteorology is a very important branch of natural science without which we cannot be informed of forthcoming A, earthquake, B, tropical cyclone, C, meteor, and D, comet. Okay, so meron kasi tayong ano, dito sa pag nagla-live ako, dahil ata hindi business to, ano, every 1 hour nakakat. Okay, so pag nakat to na ano, i-relive ko na lang. Okay, magre-relive. Okay, para matapos natin yung 50 points. Ha? Ayan. Okay. Ang galing, mapang-asar din talaga yung BPT, no? Yan, kung nagmamadali ka, yan, or hindi ka nag-iisip, or not, isasagot mo talaga meteor. 'Di ba? Yan. So, totoong mapang-asar. Okay? So, you are very good. The answer there is tropical cyclone. Kasi yung meteorology is of course yung weather. 'Di ba? Yan. So, yung earthquake naman, seismology, yung tawag dyan, tsaka yung meteor at comet astronomy. Okay, good job kayo dyan. Number 33, the interaction between living organisms and non-living elements in the environment is called A species, B community, C population, and D ecosystem. The interaction between living organisms and non-living elements in the environment is called A species, B community, C population, and D ecosystem kayo dyan. Okay. Lahat ba kayo magte-take na ng March? Lahat kayo na andito sa March na, ngayong March na? Alright, okay, ang galing-galing nyo, of course. Yes, so if we are talking about, yes, sabi ni ano, ni Ma'am Cindy, yes, okay, alright. Okay. Alright, so mamasabi ko lang sa Gen Ed, medyo mabilis kayo ng ano, kasi ang dami talagang mga kasama ko sa room na hindi nakatapos. Meron pa yung isa na kinuha na nung ano, PRC officer yung ano papel niya. Yan, alright? So the answer there is ecosystem. Okay, very good kayo dyan. Alright, so gumawa ako niya ng ganyan. Okay, basahin nyo na lang. Screen capture nyo pag na ano ko, na ano ko, okay? Na-upload ko ito, okay? I don't think okay yung ano, yung sumagot ka tapos i-shade mo. Ano I don't think. Mas maganda na gawin mong per batch. Okay, it's either 10 per batch, 20, ganun. Ang ginawa ko is 20. Yan. Yung ano, yung beshi-beshi ko, ang ginawa niya is sinagutan niya muna lahat. 1 to 50. Yan. Tapos, na-stress man siya. Na-stress siya nung kasi shade. Kasi wala na siyang ginawa kundi mag-shade. Umiyak siya. Pero mataas pa rin naman yung ano, yung nakuha niya. Okay, yan. Alright. Alright, so yan ang level ng ecological organization natin is OPSEB, okay? OPSEB, okay? Kasi very also important na malaman niyo to. So organism muna, yan yung halimbawa fish, isang fish lang. Yan, population, school of fish. Yan, community, may fish, may frog, may ano na, may tao. Okay, yan. Yung ecosystem, yun na yung interaction. Okay, yan. Yan, yung mga living organism nag-interact na siya. Okay, and then biosphere, of course, that's the largest ecological level na. Yan. So, forest ba yan? Forest ba yan? Marine? Maganon. Okay, ma'am, post mo ba sa FB? Okay, sige, ipopost ko na lang, ha? Sige, post ko na lang. Yan, lubos-lubusin ko na, total malapit na. Sige, ipopost ko tong mga nagawa kong to, ha? Sige, at saka dito sa TikTok din. Etong video naman na to na ano is ipopost ko din sa ating YT. Yan. Number 34, blank sa batas, hindi maaring isakdal ng 2 beses ang isang akusado para sa iisang pagkakasala. A. Maliban, B. Ayon, C. Ayon kay, at saka D. Marahil. Okay, so blank sa batas. Hindi maaring isakdal ng 2 beses ang isang akusado para sa iisang pagkakasala. A. Maliban, B. Ayon, C. Ayon kay, at saka D. Marahil. Thank you, ma'am, for clear copy lang. Sure, no problem. Yan, total malapit na, okay? Lubos-lubusin ko na lang din. Okay, yung ano, para happy naman kayo. At kung talagang namang makakatulong lang din. Bakit natanggal ba yung ano? Okay. All right, of course, yes. Okay, so because ayon means, okay, ayon means according to. Okay, very good. Feeling ko naman walang magkakamali na dyan. Okay, ito lumabas nung September 2025. Ano yung tinutukoy dyan? Na hindi maaring isakdal ng dalawang beses ang isang akusado para sa iisang pagkasala. Sige nga, guys. Sige na, kasi lumabas ito, please. Kaya nyo yan. Ano to? It's a two-word English term. Yan. Okay? Ano yung tawag dito? It starts with D. Yung first word starts with D. Yung second word starts with J. Lumabas to. Okay, good job. Yes, it's double jeopardy. Jeopardy. Okay, very good yan. Okay, galing-galing. Okay, so hindi pwede, okay, na isakdal ng dalawang beses. Okay, pag nagkaroon na ng desisyon, okay, hindi mo na siya pwedeng, pag na-quit na siya. Pag na-quit na siya, tapos halimbawa man, na-quit na siya, tapos biglang may nakita ka pang, may nakita silang ebidensya or kahit inaamin pa niya sa lahat, okay, na totoo yung ibinintang sa kanya, wala pa rin, okay, absuelto na siya. Okay? All right, number 35. Roger's grades in 6 subjects are 88, 89, 84, 90, 91, and 86. What is the least grade that he should aim for the 7th subject if he has to have an average of 88? Okay, so sinadya ko talaga to. Okay, kasi lagi ding lumalabas to. A, 91, B, 90, C, 88, at saka D, 87. Okay. Okay, so alam ko naman na alam ko na kailangan na lang natin talagang manghula dito kasi 'di ba? Pero idinagdag ko lang dito para maipakita ko yung pinakamadali na lang na way. Okay, 'yan. All right? Huy, totoo ba? 90 ba 'yan? Okay, so let's see, 'yan. Ay, ano ba 'yan? Okay, so the answer there is 88. Okay, I'll recompute it again, ha? Okay, pero ipakita ko lang kung paano siya i-compute, ha, guys? 'Yan. Okay, so yan. So, ang ginawa ko at that time was, hindi to lumabas, pero yung pag okay? So, ang ginagawa ko pag lumalabas yung ganyan sa mark is, isusulat ko lahat yung, yan. So, isusulat ko lahat yan, 88, 89, ganyan-ganyan, plus N. Okay, yan yung hinahanap natin. Tapos, yung niya is 88, diba? Yan, 88 yung kanyang, how do you call that? Yung average niya. Divided by 7. Yan. So, syempre, cross multiplication. Okay, so 7 times 88, that's 616. Tapos 528. I-minus mo na lang yung 616 sa 528. Okay? Yes. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure naman, gagawa pa, you will solve that. Okay? Yan. Wala ba? Ayun, letter C. Andun. Meron man, guys. Letter C. Yan. Hindi nyo ba na masyado nakikita? Yung options pala. Okay. Alright. Yan. Yan. So ang lumalabas din po pala sa math, even sa is yung average, okay? Pati sa Prof Ed, okay? Hahanapin niyo yung average. Dalawa yung pinakita dun sa average sa Prof Ed eh. Okay? Yung isa is parang ita-times mo pa, at tatlo yung 88 niya, ganun ganon. Tapos yung isa is merong sabi niya, okay, you find the average of ganyan ganyan. Ang problema, wala naman yung mga amounts doon. So anong iso-solve mo doon? Yun din yung nakakasad. Okay? Nakakasad yung may mga sayang na points talaga kasi walang sagot. Okay? Yan. Skip ads ako pag sa math. Sa RC. Okay, okay. Ay, totoo. Lumabas to sa RC, guys. Okay, okay. I got it. Number 36. What does the presumption of innocence mean insofar as human right is concerned? A, remains innocent until proven guilty. B, has the right to remain silent. C, is concerned guilty unless proven otherwise. And D, has the right to a legal counsel. Okay, so Kaya minemorize nyo. Okay, 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 I got it. Kaya pala sabi ko, saan nila kinuha yung 90? Ba't ang bilis nilang sumagot? Tapos parang sure na sure sila. Okay, alright. Okay, sinolve ko kasi yun eh. Okay, alright. So of course, the answer there is remains innocent. Dapat yun. They remain innocent until proven guilty. Okay, mapapaisip ka din talaga sa letter C. Ano? So kailangan talagang intindihin mo yon. Okay. Ito pala yung lumabas nung ano nung September about this one. Ang sabi niya is ano yung nawala? Okay, ano yung nawalang karapatan? Okay, ano yung nawalang karapatan nung ipinarada yung isang suspect? Okay, ipinarada doon sa ano na nakalagay siya na I committed this crime. Something like that. Nakalimutan ko na. Nasa video ko 'yan. Okay, so sabihin ko lang kasi baka hindi niyo mapanood yung video ko. Okay? So, anong karapatan 'yon? Okay, yung nakalagay ang nakalagay doon is ito ba yung presumption of innocence ba or ang pagpipilian doon is presumption of innocence or ano yung isa? Or right against right against malala na punishment. Okay, sige nga, sagutin nyo nga yun, guys. Yan. Sagutin nyo yun. Ano yung nawala nung ipinarada yung isang suspect? Okay, holding a banner, for example, I am a MURDERER. Okay, ano yung nawala sa kanya? Presumption of innocence ba yon? Or right against harsh punishment? Yan. A ba yan or B? Sige, iisingit ko na lang dito kasi baka lumabas. At baka hindi nyo mapanood sa aking video. Ano yung nawala? Nung ipinarada, letter A, presumption of innocence. B, right against harsh punishment. Guys, pag nawala yung ko, itong aking live i-relive ko na lang ha. Pero sana maabot natin yung 50. Okay, yes, very good kayo dyan. Yes, the answer there is A. Yes, presumption of innocence pa din. Okay? Yan. Hindi pa naman siya convicted. Okay, yan. Number 37, which statement is true of the pre-Spanish Filipino government? A, laws were formulated by a lawmaking body elected by the community. B, there was a court created by the Datu to hear complaints. C, the Datu exercise all powers of government. D, laws were formulated by a lawmaking body appointed by the Datu. Okay, day 2. All right, which statement is true of the pre-Spanish Filipino government? Okay, A, laws were formulated by a lawmaking body elected by the community. B, there was a court created by the Datu to hear complaints. C, the Datu exercise all powers of government. And D, laws were formulated by a lawmaking appointed by the Datu. Okay. Okay kayo dyan. Okay, good job. Yes. Yan, at least pare-parehas na tayo ng sagot dyan. Yeah, so ang sagot niyan ay the Datu exercise all powers of government. Kaya mali na talaga yung A, B, and C, A, B, and D na yan. Kasi siya na nga lahat eh. 'Di ba? And it is indeed true. Okay, number 38. Which of the following is an illustration of happiness? Alam niyo na nakita ko yung tanong na to, sabi ko, okay, bago to ha. So A, family dining at a 5-star hotel. B, a family looking at their crops ready for harvest. C, a family on their way to a vacation holiday. And D, a family admiring their newly bought car. Okay. Pero alam nyo guys, ito yung tanong na kahit hindi natin alam kung ano yung concept behind, pwede mo pa rin ma-zero in yung sagot diyan, di ba? Pwede mo pa rin 'yan. Basahin niyo lang yung mga yung mga options. And then may makikita kayo na pattern. Yan. So which of the following is an illustration of happiness? A, a family dining at a 5-star hotel. B, a family looking at their crops ready for harvest. C, a family on their way to a vacation holiday. And D, a family admiring their newly bought car. Hindi kayo makakonfuse dyan. Sige, basahin nyo ng mabuti man. Sige. Okay, alright, okay. Kung nakuha niya, very good. Kung hindi, it's okay. Alright, pero tignan niyo dito, sabi niya, a family dining at a 5-star hotel. Sabi niya, sa family on their way to a vacation holiday. A family admiring their newly bought car. 'Di ba? May something doon na pare-pareha sila. 'Di ba? Okay, so let's see. All right, so the answer there is letter B, a family looking at their crops ready for harvest. Okay. Kasi 'di ba parang tingnan mo nga naman, 'di ba yung mga may mga bago kang mga damit, yung mga gano'n, pupunta ka sa vacation, yun yung parang ano, yung parang spontaneous na ano na delight mo. 'Di ba? Yung parang spontaneous pero panandalian. Pag natapos na, tapos na, 'di ba? Yun yun. Okay? Yon. Yung ano, pero pag yung sa family looking at their crops ready for harvest, okay? It is more on accomplishment. Okay, 'di ba na parang wow, nagawa ko 'to, yung parang hindi pa nandalian 'yon. Okay, 'yon. Pero actually, ang ano din 'yan, I'm just teaching you how to zero in. Okay, 'yan. Pero ang principle talaga niyan, hinanap ko, kailangan may principle tayo, diyan hindi pwedeng manghula. Okay, and then ang principle niyan is pleasure versus happiness pala siya. Okay, 'yan. So ang pleasure is temporary and comes from external sources. 'Yon. Yan. So, yun nga. Winning, eating, entertainment, yon. So, pag natapos na, wala na. Okay? But we are looking for happiness. And then sabi niya, happiness is lasting and comes from within. And it is a sense of fulfillment, which is, tama naman talaga yung letter B, di ba? Yung parang, pinaghirapan mo yun eh, di ba? Tapos, magkakaroon ka ng harvest, di ba? So, so, pinaghirapan mo, may sense of fulfillment ka. Okay? So, yun yun. Alright. Number 39, the term Freilocracia specifically referred to ito, gas-gas na talaga to, and high yield to. Okay? The term, kaya, dapat alam na alam natin yun kahit balibalik ta rin. The term Freilocracia specifically referred to A, the liberal policies of Governor General Carlos Maria de la Torre, B, the excessive political, economic, and social control wielded by Spanish friars in the Philippines, C, the movement to secularize parishes by replacing friars with native priests, and D, the system of taxation imposed by the Catholic Church on Filipinos. Okay. Yan, ang galing! Okay, good job. Yes, automatic na yan. Okay, so of course, the excessive political, economic, and social control wielded by Spanish friars in the Philippines. Okay, yan. Alright, itong letter C, the movement to secularize, secularization na yan. Okay, lumalabas din to. Sino yung father of secularization, guys? Sige, guys. Alam nyo ba, yung father of secularization? Si Father sino? Ang galing. Okay, yes. Okay, good job. Yes, it is Pelaez. Okay, yan. All right. So, yung Freilocracia, okay, Freilocracia is from the Spanish word fraile. Kaya pala praile, no? Praile. Okay, fraile meaning friar and crasha is rule or government. Okay, so Freilocracia means rule of the friars. Okay, very good. So, sino po pala yung nag-term na, gumawa nung ano, term na Freilocracia? Sige po, guys. Kasi common din. Sino? Ayan! Okay, very good. Yes, so it is? Yes, yes, yes. Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Yan. Okay, sana lumabas. Number 40. What was the primary point of contention in the historical debate regarding the site of the first Christian mass in the Philippines? A, whether it was held in Limasawa or Butuan. B, whether Magellan or Legazpi officiated the mass. C, whether it occurred in 1521 or 1565. D, whether the first mass was Catholic or Protestant. Yan. So, ano yung contention? Ano yung debate? Yan. Ano yung pinagdedebatehan nila na hanggang ngayon? Okay, yes. Pero hindi naman na ngayon, hindi naman hanggang ngayon, okay? Yan. It was proven naman na. Sige. Okay, ang galing niyo Yes, very good. Yeah, so the answer there is whether it was held in Limasawa or Butuan. Okay, yes. And the final na is yung Limasawa. Okay, it was ano, ang nagdesisyon na yung NHCP. Okay, itong National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Okay, nagdesisyon na sila na it is Limasawa. Yan. Okay. Kasi ito kasi nag-ugat doon sa sinulat ni Pigafetta. Yan. So kaya doon nagka-problema kung ano ba talaga. Yan. So yung whether Magellan or wrong spelling pa ako yung weather. Whether Magellan or Legazpi, syempre hindi na. Alam naman natin na si Father Pedro de Valderrama. Okay, wag niyong kalimutan ha. Si Valderrama, yung nag-officiate noon. Whether it occurred in 1521 or 1565, hindi syempre kasi 1521 na agad yon kasi si Father Pedro de Valderrama is ano, chaplain ni ano ni Magellan, okay? Whether the first mass was Catholic or Protestant, para nakakatawa naman na yon, di ka? Alam natin naman na Catholic yon. 41. Oh, ito, lumabas nung ano nung June 2025, SPLE namin. Which German composer, despite going completely deaf in the latter part of his life, composed the nine symphonies? Okay, A. Pavarotti, B. Mozart, C. Beethoven, and D. Bach. Okay, actually pinalabas ko na sa video ko to ng lumabas, pero inulit ko lang dito in case hindi nyo mabasa at ay hindi nyo mapanood yung aking videos. Pero kung may time kayo, better imukbang nyo yon. Ang daming points din yon. Yon. Umabot din ng marami yon. So malay nyo may lalabas doon. Yan. Actually, ang tanong doon, simple lang yung pagkatanong doon sa SPLE namin. Sino yung German composer na nag-compose ng nine symphonies? Yun. Yun lang yun. Okay. Linagay ko lang yung def diyan. Alright. So alam nyo ba ang pinaglabanan ko diyan was ano si Pavarotti at saka si Beethoven. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ko pa naisip 'yon. Eh nabasa ko naman na mahilig kasi akong ano magbasa-basa sa trivia. Nabasa ko na yung Fifth Symphony ni Beethoven pero iba talaga yung effect pag andun ka sa exam. So pinag-iisipan ko talaga si Pavarotti ba at saka si Beethoven, parang nanginginig pa ako. And then alam niyo kung ano yung nagpa-decide sa akin? Yung German. Yung ano na German. Kaya pagdating sa let guys, i-try niyong basahin ba, hanap-hanapin niyo yung pwede niyong maging clue. Kung meron kayong parang hindi kayo sure. Okay, yan. Kasi alam ko na si Pavarotti ay Italian. Ganyan. So parang, sure na ako. Gumanon ako. Okay, yan. So of course, the answer there is, it's Beethoven. Okay, so isipin nyo, kaya linagay ko dyan. Okay? So si Pavarotti, Italian. Si Mozart, okay? Symphony number 41 siya. Okay? So, Austrian naman siya. Wala ata si Mozart sa ano sa option noon. Yan. At saka si Bach is German also. Okay? Pero hindi siya ano, hindi siya symphony, okay? Wala pang symphony nung time niya. Okay. Alright, number 42. Which treaty divided the newly discovered lands of the world between Spain and Portugal? Okay, isinama ko to kasi nakakalito. Okay? Pati ako nun nalilito ako eh. A. Treaty of Tordesillas, B. Treaty of Paris, C. Treaty of hindi pala ito yung hindi ko pala pinalitan yung ano dito. Para pakita ko mamaya. Okay, and Treaty of Zaragoza. Okay. Yan. Okay, yes. Alright, so yes, wala naman palang nalito. Okay, ako lang pala ata. Alright? Okay, so yes, the answer there is Treaty of Tordesillas. Okay? So, lumalabas din yan, yung Pius. Okay, Pius. Kasi merong mga tanong na umiikot-ikot lang dito sa Treaty of Tordesillas. Okay, yan. Kaya kailangan yung malaman kung kanino yung East, kanino yung West. Okay, yan. So, yung Pius, okay? Portugal is East. Yung West is yung Spain. Kasi may tanong halimbawa yung sabi niya na bakit dumaan ang ano, ba't dumaan si Magellan doon sa ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Yan. So you can relate your answer to this one sa knowledge nyo dito. Okay? Yan. So pinalitan ko pala yung Treaty of Utrecht dyan sa ano kasi gusto kong i-discuss to yung difference niya. Dalawa yung Treaty of Paris, guys. Yung 1783, yun yung nag-end nung 7 years war. Treaty of Paris 1783. Ang alam kasi natin is yung Treaty of Paris 1898. 'Di ba? Yun yung sinid ng Spain sa Amerika. Okay, yan. Alright? So etong Treaty of Zaragoza, yan. So meron kasi yung question noon na medyo napaisip ako, Macboard, yan. Okay, yan. Okay, so yung Treaty of Tordesillas at saka Treaty of Saragossa, pareha sila na it is between Spain and Portugal, okay? Nauna yung Treaty of Tordesillas. Alright, ang hinati doon is yung Atlantic Ocean. Okay, yan. Yan yung sinasabi natin kanina. And then yung Treaty of Saragossa, yun pa rin yun. Pero ang hinati is yung Pacific at saka Asia. Okay, yan. Kaya ang Philippines naging sa Spain. Tsaka yung Malucas naging sa Portugal. Okay? Yan. Number 43. Ito isa sa question sa mock board na ang daming nagpi-PM hanggang sa every time pa naman may mag-exam mag-quiz doon. Kasi ano yun, open lahat yung mga mock boards ko doon eh. Every time na may bago, ipipm, ma'am, paano nyo nakuha yung sagot nun? Kaya dito ko nasasagutin kasi napagod na akong mag-explain. The school cafeteria raised the price of a plate of rice from 8 to 10 pesos. If the same rate of increase was applied to a regular order of viand which used to cost 20 pesos, how much does an order of viand cost? A, 22, B, 24, C, 25, and D, 26. Yan. Mhm. Ano yung sagot nyo dyan? At dalawa lang talaga yung sumagot dyan. Okay, paubos tayo ng paubos. Nakakainis talaga tong TikTok na to. May pa-visibility pa siyang ano. Tapos pag nag-a-appeal naman ako, visibility restriction, pag nag-a-appeal naman ako, na-approve naman. Kaloka. Ayun, okay. Very good kayo dyan. So at least, lahat tayo alam natin yan. Okay, so hindi na natin kailangang explain, ano? So it's 25 pesos kasi yung increase is ilang percent? Yan. Yung iba kasi ang ginawa nila is yung 2 pesos na in-increase nila is in-against nila doon sa 10 pesos. Kaya nagkakamali sila. Yan. Pero dapat yung 2 pesos na increase is in-against nila doon sa 8 pesos kasi yun yung pinakakapital. So ilang percent po yung na-increase? Ah, kaya you came up with the answer na 25. Okay, very good. Yes. So 25%. Yes. It's 25% increase. Yes, kasi 2 pesos divided by 8 is 25. Yan. So ano yung ano yung 25% ng 20 pesos? So it's 5 pesos. Okay, good job. Number 44, which hominin species is considered the first to have deliberately buried their dead, suggesting symbolic thinking and ritual behavior? A. Homo habilis, B. Homo erectus, D. Neanderthals, and D. Homo sapiens. Yan. So, which hominin species is considered the first to have deliberately buried their dead, suggesting symbolic thinking and ritual behavior? A. Homo habilis, B. Homo erectus, C. Neanderthals, and D. Homo sapiens. Yan. Ano ang sagot? Diyos ko, paubos tayo ng paubos. Buti na lang patapos na tayo, guys. Grabe tong TikTok na to. Hindi na ako mahal. Okay. Mhm. Alright. Okay, good job kayo dyan. Yes. Yes, ang galing nyo. Yes, it is Neanderthals. Yan. So, nag-start sa Neanderthals and then, of course, sumunod na. Okay, so ganyan. Alright. So, dito na yan. Dito na yan. Okay, so nag-start na sa Homo Neanderthals, pataas na. So, Homo sapiens sapiens. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, prior sa Homo Neanderthals, hindi pa sila nagbabury. Okay, yan. 44, 44 Seaman, natapos ko na. Hindi ko naman yan, hindi ko, sabi ko nga yung mga huling bulong ko, hindi ko naaalisin. Okay, wag kayong mag-alala. Alright, okay yan. So, ang lumalabas sa Australopithecus is, sila ang nag-start sa bipedalism. Okay? Yan, ng Homo habilis, sila yung kilala sa handy man, okay? Yung Homo erectus, sila yung called upright man. They live during the Paleolithic age and sila yung nag-start ng fire. Okay, yan yung lumalabas. Okay, and Homo sapiens, ang lumalabas dyan is wise man or the thinking man. Okay? Number 45. Which body of the United Nations has peace among as its major responsibility? Okay, you have to ano to, kabisaduhin nyo kasi parang feeling ko kumukuha pa rin sila talaga ng isa-isa about this one. Lumabas din ng isa nung June namin. So A, Trusteeship Council, B, Security Council, C, General Assembly, and D, International Court of Justice. Okay. So ang lumabas nung 2025, June 2025 is International Court of Justice. Okay? So which body of the United Nations has peace among as its major responsibility? A, Trusteeship Council, B, Security Council, C, General Assembly, and D, International Court of Justice. Okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, peace. By blur ba? Blur, blur, blur. Okay. Okay, yan, ganyan. Ganyan. Peace, ganyan. Peace, ganyan. Peace. Hinahanap is peace. Guys, kabisaduhin nyo to ha. Ginawan ko to ng ano ha. Ginawan ko siya ng ano. Kabisaduhin nyo to dapat. Okay, so isa lang ang tumama. Okay? Isa lang. Ang sagot niyan ay trusteeship. Ay, isa lang ang sumama. Hindi, hindi. It should be letter B. Guys, sorry, mali yung naano ko. It should be Security Council kasi nga peace, 'di ba? So ano yung sinesecure pala ng Security Council? Syempre peace. Okay? Mali yung Trusteeship Council, okay? It should be B. B dapat yung na ano ko diyan, okay? Yan. All right. So let's see. Ito, yung anim yung main organ niya. Okay? Yan. So, General Assembly. Okay? So, yan yung pinaka-ano. General Assembly, syempre sila yung nag-uusap-usap, okay, about sa international issues. Okay? Yan. Yung Security Council, syempre peace and security, guys. Okay? Yan. Yung ECOSOC, ito yung economic and social, ano yan, is, yeah, of course, they coordinate whatever man na issue about economic and social issues. Okay, yan. Naka-focus sila doon. Okay, yung General Assembly is general issues. Okay, yan. Trusteeship Council, ito na yung wala na, guys. Wala na siya. Ito yung dati yung nagsusupervise sa mga ano, sa mga colonized ba, yung mga hindi pa independent. Okay? Eh di ba wala naman, lahat naman na ay mga independent na. So wala na siya, inactive na siya. Okay, yan. Okay, so wala na yan. International Court of Justice, okay. Kaya may mga sumagot dito kasi yung sa peace, ano, pero they don't, ano, for peace. They settle legal disputes naman yon. Okay, di ba yung ICJ? Yan. And of course, secretariat, parang secretary lang talaga, administrative. Okay, yan. Ginagawa nila yung mga administrative work. 46. The saying of vows between two people during a wedding ceremony is an example of what type of speech according to Martin Juice? A. Intimate. B. Casual. C. Consultative. And D. Frozen. Yan. The saying of vows. Okay, tingnan ko kung may mabubudol. The saying of vows between two people during a wedding ceremony is an example of what type of speech style according to Martin Juice? A. Intimate. B. Casual. C. Consultative. And D. Frozen. Ilagay nyo yung number. Sabagay, kasi para hindi na ako mababawasan yung visibility restriction ko. Ilang beses akong na-restrict ngayon, kaya tingnan nyo, nasa 20 plus lang tayo. Yan. Para pag na-live ulit ako next time, hindi ganito kalala. Okay? Okay. All right. A, C, D. All right. Okay. So let's reveal. All right. So the answer there is Frozen. Okay. Tingnan ko kung may ano. Okay. Si JD De Lima. Okay. Yan. Siya ang tumama. Tumama din si Ma'am Marjorie. All right. Ay, sabi ni. Okay. So let's see. All right. So mabubudol kayo talaga sa intimate, ano? Yan. So, ginawan ko na rin ng ganyan. Okay, so let's start with Frozen. Okay, Frozen, these are formal. Okay, yan. And ginagamit usually sa ceremony. Yan yung pagkakaiba nila sa Frozen at saka formal. Okay, yan. So, yung Frozen is formal din siya pero usually ginagamit siya sa mga ceremonies. Okay, national anthem, presidential speech, wedding vows, okay. Hindi po, okay, na-imagine ko na parang, bakit wedding vows naman yan? Hindi, ba't hindi intimate? Okay, kasi yung intimate is, yun yung ginagamit nyo between mga, kung sino yung ka-intimate mo, friends, mga ganon, 'di ba? So parang iniisip mo, wedding vows, 'di ba, hindi intimate? Hindi naman kasi pwedeng parang maglandi-landi kayo doon, gumamit kayo ng mga words na may kalandian, 'di ba? Kasi ang intimate is mga private communication nyo 'yon. 'Di ba? Yan kaya po it should be frozen. Okay, yan. Kaya nga po binabasa pa yung vows, 'di ba? Kasi dapat nakasulat yan, meron siyang structure. Okay, yeah. Yung formal naman, para siyang frozen. Okay, pero it's just used for official communication. Okay, hindi kailangan na sa ceremonial speech ang mga ceremonies. Okay? Kagaya ng ng Frozen, okay? Ang ano lang is parang gumamit ka ng mga corporate words. Okay? Yan sa formal. Okay? Consultative, of course you consult, okay? Ibig sabihin, you can listen to the other one. So nagsasalita ka and then you listen also sa mga feedback. Consultative, two-way. Okay, casual. Okay, casual lang. 'Di ba? Pwede kang gumamit ng mga slang, yung mga ganon. Okay, relax lang. Alright? Yan. Ano ba yan? Nangyayari sa akin. Okay. So, which art movement popularized in the Philippines by artists like Fernando Amorsolo is characterized by its emphasis on capturing the effects of light and depicting scenes of rural tranquility and daily life? Ang sagot niyan ay Impressionism. Okay? Impressionism. And inisa-isa ko siya. Okay, yan. So, inisa-isa ko siya para ma-imagine natin. So, ganyan yung impressionism. Yan. So, nagkakaroon siya ng different colors. Tapos, ano siya, yung visible brush stroke. Yan. Okay, so linagay ko na rin yun kung sino yung mga famous na gumagamit niyan. Yan. Okay, ito yung surrealism. 'Di ba yung lagi nating ginagamit na napaka ano naman, it's so surreal, 'di ba? Kasi yung surreal is parang kakaiba, strange. Yan, okay? Yung isang example niyan is yung kay Salvador Dali. Ito yung memory of the ano to? Basta yung memory of something. Okay, ito yung may ano, yan. So it's surreal, 'di ba? It's very strange. Cubism, cube. Okay, so gumagamit sila ng mga geometric shapes. Sino ang kilala dyan? Si Pablo Picasso. And romanticism, yan. Okay, merong emotion. Okay? May drama. Okay, tignan nyo naman yung ano niya, yung painting diyan, 'di ba? Yan, very dramatic yung scene. Alright? Naro-romanticize. Okay, 48. In physical anthropology, the term bipedalism refers to which key human evolutionary adaptation. A, the ability to use tools. B, walking upright on two legs. C, the development of a larger brain. And D, the loss of body hair. Yan. So in physical anthropology, the term bipedalism refers to which key human evolutionary adaptation. A, the ability to use tools. B, walking upright on two legs. C, the development of a larger brain. And D, the loss of body hair. Yarn. Mm. Okay, yeah. So of course, this is very easy. Hindi na kailangan pag-isipan pa. Of course, it is walking upright on two legs. Kaya marami nagkakamali dun sa sino yung nag-start ng bipedalism. Ang una agad nilang iniisip is yung si Homo erectus, 'di ba? Pero it is actually Australopithecus, naglakad na sila. Okay, hindi nga lang siya dire-diretso. Yung upright kasi is talagang upright na tayo at that time. Okay, yan. May ba ah, 48B kasi may buy na to. Oh, 'di ba? Yan yung mga ganyang mga clue. 'Di ba kung nakakatulong? Good job, guys. Alright, 49. Ito medyo mahirap. Which of the following is an example of a pidgin language? A simplified mix of two languages used for trade between groups with no common language. Okay, B, a language that develops native speakers and becomes more complex over generations. C, a language that is artificially constructed for international communication. D, a dialect that is mutually intelligible with the standard form of a language. Okay? Yan. 49. Ano dyan ang pidgin? Sabi niya. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. A, C, ano yung iba? How about yung iba? Ayaw magsisagot talaga yung iba, no? Alright, okay. So the answer here is, it's letter A. Okay, yun yung pidgin. Halimbawa, ano? Halimbawa, mga Ilocano. Okay, mga Ilocano. Or is ganito na lang. Noon, imagine nyo yung mga Chinese, di ba? Tapos pumupunta sila dito sa Pilipinas. Wala, iba yung mga languages natin, di ba? So, paano sila nagko-communicate? So, there is that pidgin. Okay, na parang, sila na lang nag-evolve yung ano nila, yung salita nila together. They learn from each other. Okay, yun yung pidgin. Okay, ano yung ano yung isang sinagot niya? Letter C, a language that is artificially constructed for international communication. Hindi. Wala namang ganon. Okay, wala namang ganon. Etong yung ano, yung letter B na a language that develop native speakers, yun naman yung Creole. Okay, so yung pidgin, pwede siyang maging Creole. Okay, kung halimbawa na yun na yung salita tapos ano na-develop na siya. Chavacano siguro, it could be ano, alright? Okay. And letter D, it's a dialect na. Nandun na yung nakalagay na dialect. Alright, and the last one, which of the following is a pre-colonial Filipino literary form that continues to be performed today, particularly during funerals and wakes in rural areas? A. Senaculo, B. Duplo, C. Balagtasan, and D. Passion. Okay, so ito yung lumalabas din dito guys sa ano na to ha. Although ito ay ginagawa sa wake, actually ano siya, para siyang performance. And then ang kanyang purpose is aliwin. Aliwin yung mga bereaved. Okay, yan. So lumalabas din 'yon na ano itong blah blah blah. Tapos A, ganyan. So hanapin niyo yung pang-aliw 'yon. Okay? Oh, see? Buti na lang isinama ko 'to, 'no? Yan. Okay. Alright. So, ang sagot niyan, guys, is duplo. Duplo yung sagot natin dyan. Okay? So, ay, bakit may mga sumasagot dito? Nakikita ko, pero naaano siya, nakikita ko sa aking live, pero sa iPad hindi. Ibig sabihin may sumasagot, pero hindi visible. Hindi ko alam kung kaganyan, Swainy, nakita ko may sagot siya. Cart, may sagot siya. Marjorie Jordan, may sagot siya. Baking, may sagot siya. Pero hindi, okay. So, next time dito na ako magtingin. Okay, sa mismong pinag-anuhan ko. Alright? So, the answer there, very good kayo dyan. Okay? Tama naman yung mga hindi visible, yun yung mga tamang sagot. Okay, so it is letter B. Okay, duplo. And then, as I have said, yun ang purpose nun is to magbigay aliw sa mga namatayan, okay? Yung senakulo, you have to master this, guys, kasi lagi 'to. Yan. Yung senakulo at saka passion pa para ang ano 'no, ang lapit nila. So, yung senaculo is yung siyempre dramatization siya. Pero yung passion, yun yung poem. Okay, yan yung poem na sinasabi during the pabasa. Okay, and of course, ang balagtasan, it is debate. Okay, alright. So, salamat sa mga nagstay. Okay, so talagang ganito. Pasensya sa hindi ko nakikita yung ano, yung mga sagot nila. Kasi nga, nagkakaroon tayo ng visibility restriction. Yun, kaya once talaga na nag-start ng ganun, mahirap na. Yun, hindi na rin nakikita ng iba yung ating live. Okay? Alright, so maraming maraming salamat po. So as you had, ano, sa nag-request sa akin na ipopost ko tong ano, infographic, sige ipopost ko. Yan, ipopost ko rin po itong ano, itong recorded video, ipopost ko din sa ating YT. And then, please also support me sa aking YT. Mag-like and subscribe kayo, please. Yon. So, kailangan ko ng mga followers din also. Even dun sa, ano, dito sa, how do you call that? Sa YouTube, YT, FB, at saka dito. Okay? Kasi, yun yung kailangan ko. Okay? So, para masustain ko yung aking free. Alright? Okay, so no problem guys. And panoorin niyo yung ano. Yan, ito si Kat. Yun. Hindi lumalabas yung ano mo yung mga sagot mo. Buti nakita ko dito sa aking ano phone. Alright? Okay, so maraming maraming salamat po and gagawa pa ako ng Prof Ed. Okay, Prof Ed naman, siguro kakayanin natin ng ano, ng 50 points ulit. Yan, 50 points pero dapat mabilisan talaga ano, yan. So dapat mabilis nga 'to pero medyo matagal pa tayo. Okay, so salamat, salamat. Pa-post ng visuals, ma'am. Okay, of course, meron kang pa eh. Yan, sa FB. Thank you po. Ayan, 'di ba nakakatuwa naman talaga pag may, sige na po. Yan, 'di ba? Minsan kasi nakakaasar yung, ano pinagsasabi mo yung mga ganon? Ay nako, lalo ako hindi nakikinig. Alright, maldita din yung coach niyo minsan. Okay, so thank you very much and bye-bye!